So today, we're going to do something a little radical. We're going to tear down our entire reality just to find one single, unshakable truth. And our guide on this wild journey, it's one of the most important works in all of Western philosophy, René Descartes' Meditations on First Philosophy.
You know this line, right? Of course you do. You've seen it on t-shirts, you've probably heard it in movies. It's one of the most famous philosophical statements ever made. And on the surface, it feels pretty simple, kind of self-evident.
Because here's the thing. The real story isn't just about that final destination. It's about the absolutely mind-bending journey he took to get there. This isn't just some catchy phrase. For Descartes, this was the bedrock foundation he was going to use to try and rebuild all of human knowledge from scratch.
Now, to really get why Descartes felt the need to do something so drastic, we have to kind of transport ourselves back to his world. We're talking the early 17th century, and it was a time of just profound intellectual chaos.
See, for centuries, truth was based on what ancient thinkers like Aristotle said, and, the evidence of our own senses. But suddenly, you have guys like Copernicus and Galileo coming along and showing that, hey, maybe our senses are profoundly wrong. The Earth, it's not the center of the universe after all. Suddenly, everything felt like it was built on sand.
So Descartes sets himself this epic task. He literally decides he needs to demolish everything he thinks he knows, every single belief, every opinion, and keep digging until he finds something so certain, so solid, that it's impossible to doubt.
And his tool for this demolition project? It was a process of radical, systematic skepticism that we now call the method of doubt. He wasn't just casually questioning things. Oh no. He was actively, methodically trying to find any reason, no matter how tiny, to doubt everything he believed.
He does this in 3 escalating waves. First he goes, okay, my senses sometimes fool me, right? A stick in water looks bent, a faraway tower might look round when it's actually square, so can I really trust them? Then he takes it a step further. He considers that he might be dreaming. And think about it, are you absolutely 100% certain you are not in a very vivid dream right now? There's no definitive sign. But that last wave, that's the big one. What if an all-powerful malicious demon is out there, and its only job is to deceive me about absolutely everything?
And this is the point of total skepticism. With this evil demon in the picture, you can't even trust that 2 + 3 = 5. Every thought, every perception, every logical deduction could just be a trick planted in your mind. It's a truly terrifying idea that leaves nothing, and I mean nothing, standing.
But it's right here, at the absolute rock bottom of doubt, in this pit of uncertainty, that Descartes has his breakthrough. He finds the one thing, the one single thing, that even an all-powerful deceiver can't fake.
He realizes that while he can doubt his body, the world, his memories, even math, he cannot doubt the fact that he is the one doing the doubting. For that evil demon to deceive me, I have to exist to be deceived. If I'm thinking, even if all my thoughts are wrong, I must exist as the thing that is thinking.
And that is the crucial insight, the cogito. It's not a logical argument step by step. It's a direct, immediate intuition. The very act of thinking confirms your own existence. He's found it. He has his foundation. He knows for certain that he is a res cogitans, a thinking thing. And that is his first unshakable truth.
Okay, so he exists as a mind. Great. But what about, everything else, the physical world, his own body? From this one single point of certainty, Descartes now has to try and rebuild all of reality piece by painstaking piece.
His first step is to figure out what kind of knower he actually is. And for this, he uses his famous wax argument. Picture a piece of wax fresh from the honeycomb. It has a certain smell, a color, a shape, a texture. But now, bring it close to a fire. What happens? Every single one of those sensory qualities changes completely. Our senses are telling us it's a totally different object, and yet our intellect, our mind, understands, it knows that it's the very same piece of wax. So what's the takeaway? True knowledge comes from the mind's understanding, not the messy, unreliable data from our senses.
But there's still a huge problem hanging over his head, that evil deceiver. How can he trust his intellect, his reason, if a powerful demon could be twisting it all? To escape this ultimate trap, Descartes realizes he has to prove that a benevolent, all-powerful God exists. A God who, by definition, wouldn't allow him to be systematically deceived about his clearest ideas.
Now, this is one of his most debated arguments, for sure, but the logic basically flows like this.
He knows he's an imperfect, finite being. He makes mistakes, he has limits. Yet, inside his mind, he has this clear idea of a perfect, infinite being, God. So, where could an idea like that have come from? He argues it couldn't have come from himself because an imperfect cause can't create a more perfect effect. It's like a C student trying to invent calculus. It doesn't track. Therefore, the idea must have been put in his mind by an actual perfect being. So God must exist. And if a perfect God exists, that God can't be a deceiver. And with that, Descartes believes he can finally truly trust his own reason.
So with God's existence secured, Descartes feels he can finally trust his reason to know the external world. But the way he did it? Well, it basically split reality in two. And we are absolutely still living with the consequences of that split today.
This leads him to his incredibly famous and hugely controversial conclusion, mind-body dualism. He argued that the world is made of two completely different kinds of stuff. On one hand, you've got the mind. It's pure thought, it's non-physical, it's private. On the other hand, you have the body. It's physical matter, it's public, it takes up space. It's the original ghost in the machine.
And the legacy of this idea is just immense. Descartes is the guy who put the individual I, the thinking self, right at the center of Western philosophy. He championed reason over tradition and authority as the main path to truth, and of course, he created the modern mind-body problem. If the mind and body are totally different things, how in the world do they interact? It's a question that still haunts philosophers and scientists to this very day.
So think about it. When we talk about artificial intelligence, or what consciousness really is, or the relationship between our thoughts and the physical gray matter in our skulls, we are still wrestling with the ghost of Descartes. His project of radical doubt led to a radical new way of seeing ourselves in the world, and his questions, amazingly, are still our questions, more relevant now than ever.
This is for entertainment and educational purposes only.